welcome back to another episode of NCP. I'm Staz, and with me I have Matt.
What's up?
And I have a guest with us today, Joey.
Hello.
Hi. First time for everything, right?
Hello.
And no Mike this week. As last episode, he was getting his some stuff worked on, surgery wise. So he's doing good. He's doing very good. Said he can't really talk. He'll sound really bad, or not talk at all, or not sound bad at all. Anyway, before we get started, we're going to be at Walker Stalker at Navy Pier tomorrow, the 22nd. Is it 22nd?
Yeah.
So unfortunately, we don't have any T-shirts or anything like that. But if you see people walking around with a GoPro, that might be us. Stop by, say hi. If anybody listens to the show, anyway. So, but yeah, let's go ahead and jump right in. Talking about Flash and Arrow. Flash, really good.
Really, really good.
Really, really good. So the biggest thing is we finally see Dr. Wells in the yellow suit at the very end of the episode. Okay, and I'm still holding on to what I said the very first time we did this, is that Dr. Wells could be a future Barry Allen.
I'd say we're from the first time we did this, we were pretty dead on with the whole time travel and Barry Allen going back in time with my first theory.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, it's such a big story from the comics. It's hard to not incorporate that somehow into the show.
And I think they're doing it in a really good way too, because unless you're really unless you're like a hardcore comic book person that knows about this, I know who Flash is and stuff like that, but I think they're doing it really good. It's not cheesy comic book like, oh, he runs really fast, blah blah blah. But it's funny how Professor Stein, which they they able to separate Stein and Ronnie, so that they're two separate bodies again. But for Professor Stein was like, yeah, maybe you run so fast you can run back in time. As per his theory, and I could definitely see that happening. Him and the man in yellow, maybe Wells, are running so fast they go back in time.
It's interesting though, like how Wells has the red streak.
Yes,
but then he's yellow with the suit, and they showed. I think, did you see the clip for next week or in March?
No, I did not see that one.
They have a clip where it's you see two Wells.
Really?
Yeah, kind of, shimmering.
Ah.
So I'm not sure where. It might play into your theory.
Yeah, because the reason why I'm still hanging on my theory is that the man in yellow has a yellow Flash. Barry Allen has the red Flash or the red streak. So. And when we first saw, Wells run with the Pied Piper episode, he had a red streak. So I'm like, there we go. But
what made him be the yellow streak?
Maybe, or what could,
if it is with the split universe, what could have happened? Was there a decision he made that made him go that way? Something happened and he became Reverse Flash instead.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. Do you know anything about the Reverse Flash?
Not too much, no.
No.
I'm not a big Flash reader.
Oh, so, really? Okay.
I mean, I read the Flashpoint Paradox was probably the biggest Flash book, but that's it.
So since this is your first time on the show here, what do you think, or I should say, how do you like the Flash? How, do you think it's a good TV series and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah.
What are your impressions on it?
I really like it. I think I like it better than Arrow now, just because I have more interest in the Flash over Green Arrow.
Mm-hmm.
But they're both great shows.
As a character, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm more invested in the Flash than Green Arrow.
I will say that while Barry Allen, the first time he was doing his stuff, it didn't seem as fake when is it Stephen or Stefan? Stephen Amell. I'm sorry. When Stephen Amell was doing his first time being the Arrow, he seemed all clunky and robot-like.
Yeah.
I actually could believe Barry Allen a little bit more. And I think that's why I
think what
hooked on
helped
it.
too with that is that he was in Arrow for like 3 episodes.
Yeah,
or
2 or 3
Yeah.
episodes.
I think he just has more overall acting experience too over Stephen Amell, which helps.
Really?
Yeah, well, he was on Glee.
Oh,
prior
that's
to
right.
And stuff.
That's
whereas
right.
Stephen Amell was fairly still unknown when he got cast.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. So, yeah. Any predictions? Anything that you guys think we're going to be seeing in this next couple episodes? What about? I'll bring this up. What about Grodd? What about Grodd and the Man in Yellow working together?
Something with Grodd, I hope they really. I hope it doesn't look too cheesy.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, I know they can't go like Planet of the Apes style
Mhm.
because that would like take a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm hoping it's not like super CGI to where you're like, that just looks ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, what I just thought of is what if, because at the end of the episode, this newest one with Flash, Grodd is speaking telepathically into the General's head. So what if he can also mind control him?
Exactly.
And
That's what I was thinking. Like, he could be sort of in the background, like, so you wouldn't even have to see him that much.
Yeah. Plus, the General does look like an ape anyway. So.
See, no, yeah, alright, graphics aside,
Yeah.
it was awesome
Oh, yeah.
seeing Grodd,
Yeah.
like, and hearing him.
Oh, man. Especially that's the ending quote, oh, God, not God, Grodd. And,
Yeah.
and he just takes him. I'm like, oh, my God, that's so cool.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I love that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I wonder if Grodd is going to be. I mean, he's already been established as now a character, but we don't know if he's going to be a villain. Other than in the comic books, we know he's a villain. But is he going to be working with the Man in Yellow? Is he going to have some sort of input in as a villain in a future episode? I'm kind of curious to see how that's going to go, because it kind of seemed like paying the Pied Piper or paying like a troll. Like here's a general, have at it. And I wonder if that's going to have any effect in future episodes.
I feel like Grodd will be a villain, and I'm thinking maybe Dr. Wells will be a villain, but he might kind of, like that villain gone good. He might have like, a connection with Barry Allen somehow, and kind of change his mind towards the end.
Grodd or Wells?
Wells.
See, I'm still thinking that Wells is future Barry Allen. Now another thing to bring up too is when they were talking with Professor Stein and Wells originally, nobody knows how time travel works. Okay, Professor Stein is the only one that says yes, you can go back in time or forward. Those are possible. But Wells is like, and he should know this, but he was playing dumb, and he's like, well, you can go back in time, but there's also this instance of where you go back in time, you change events that make the future and present different. So I'm wondering if he is a Barry Allen from a different future, but because he went back in time and saved his mom or something like that, that then
Here's a
made this
question.
reality or something like that, or he came from a reality where he saved his mom or something like that.
What kind of time travel do you guys think they're going to go with? There's quite a few different types of time travel that shows go with.
I'm thinking that they're going to go with I don't know the name of it, but it's basically like you
Just
can't
describe it. Like there's
like
time
you
travel.
like you go back in time, and kind of very similar to Back to the Future, the second one where Marty McFly goes back in time to get the almanac from Biff, but he still sees himself and he still does stuff where he doesn't interfere with himself, but yet that still influences how it's going to be in the present.
Yeah,
because Biff has that almanac then. So basically what I'm saying is that they go back in time, but they don't necessarily.
You're saying that time travel is where you go back in time, you change something. You can go back to your time, and it changed.
Yeah, basically,
That's that time travel.
Yeah.
It's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think they might go with the multiverse.
Oh, okay. I could totally see that too.
Yeah, like Dr. Wells is from a different timeline, went into Barry Allen's timeline. Fringe did that.
Yeah,
There's like different versions.
That's right. Yeah.
I think it might be something like that. Maybe they might say the Reverse Flash is just Flash in a different universe,
Mm-hmm.
and he's yellow because that's just what it is.
Yeah.
I think, and then as far as the reasoning why he's there, I don't know. Like I don't know.
Yeah, we still don't know why he's there, do we?
But I think they're gonna go with that, the multiverse.
Yeah, and that makes more sense too because that's more comic book line
Yeah.
as well.
It is.
I kind of hope it's like yours though. Like he goes back and saves his mom, but it alters the future, and because that's what happens like in the Flashpoint paradox.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
in that future, like Bruce Wayne died, so Thomas Wayne became Batman. So there's like minor difference. It'd be cool to see something like a crossover like that with Arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Like he came back and like
It's
Arrow's a villain or something.
yeah, or Thea's actually the Arrow or something
exactly.
like
Yeah.
that. That would be
That
pretty
would
cool.
be cool to
Be-
see. Just like a one-off, what if kind of thing.
Yeah,
That would be interesting.
that would be. But I think they're going to go with the well. Actually, all that we know is that whatever futuristic newspaper that Wells has dictates him the events that he needs to have unfold.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not. I don't think it's necessarily going to be a multiverse, but it could be a similar thing to where Back to the Future,
It looks like he's trying to keep it on track.
on track to something, but we don't
Yeah.
know that something that whatever that final crisis Flash vanishes thing is. So, but yeah, it's going to be definitely interesting to see. I do actually have Mike's notes on this, and yeah, let me read it out here. Mike says, "I like this episode of Flash solely on the ending with Dr. Wells. He took General Wade Ellington to the sewers to get destroyed by Grodd. Is Wells working for Grodd? Question mark. That would be contradicting to our previous predictions, since Robbie Amell is Ronnie and Flash. Will we see a Robbie Stephen Amell crossover with Arrow? That they are brothers. Oh my god." I think that would be awesome to see. And then he brings up next episode isn't until March 17th. Do we know why it's not going to be until March 17th?
I didn't even know till you brought it up today. To be honest,
I did. I when I saw the episode, it's like next episode, March 17th, and I was like, why?
Yeah.
I'm like, is it because of Grodd? Like, so they have the time to do the
It could be.
CGI?
Actually, yeah.
That was my best guess, that they needed time to work out the
CGI, yeah.
like effects and all that.
Yeah.
Because Flash is a much heavier effect show.
Yes, I agree. And that in itself, I think, is fine. I'm totally cool with that, but...
I'm fine with them taking time if that's the reason.
Yeah. And then the thing that Mike brings up is Robbie Amell is Ronnie in Flash, and I totally didn't realize that until
Wait, what?
Ronnie, Caitlin Snow's fiance.
Yeah.
That's Stephen Amell's brother, cousin or something like
Yeah.
cousin.
Oh, like for real?
in real life.
Yeah, in real life.
That's crazy.
So
I was hoping that during like the next crossover, they'd bring that up, like you and the Arrow look a lot alike, or like something just casually like
something that would be kind of cool.
that'd be
a
really
joke.
funny.
Yeah.
because they do. There was a scene that I was like, wow, this is like scary
Yeah.
resemblance.
I don't think I ever actually like took notice of that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The only reason I knew was because he was on the Tomorrow People, which aired right after Arrow. So they'd call it Amell Wednesdays because they're back-to-back Amell shows.
Gotcha. That's hilarious. And one more thing too. How do you like having Firestorm being a kind of like an on-off ability? You know, when Stein and Ronnie merge, they become the superpower. How do you like that version of a meta?
I thought it was interesting.
It's definitely not your typical like born got the powers bad guy. This brings a whole new mechanic into
It is pretty cool because
Yeah,
like one
especially-
guy's the mind, one guy's the body.
Yeah.
Especially if like one of them like dies somehow.
Uh-huh.
Like, is he just done or like
Yeah.
you know?
Exactly. So, but yeah, that's definitely something that we have to keep an eye out for. Any closing thoughts with Flash? No?
I think it's gonna be good coming back in March.
I agree. Totally
Really
agree.
good.
So, next up we have Arrow. And then I'll actually read what Mike has to say first.
Yeah,
Should have
go.
done that the first time. Let's see, this one, he says, this is from Mike, this episode was great in my opinion. We were right on Slade being released by Malcolm on the island to get Thea and Oliver working together. This backfired for Malcolm in the regards that Oliver spilled Malcolm's secret, bringing Thea completely against Arrow. I don't think, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
As for predictions, in the trailer we see Adam finally suiting up. That will be sweet. Looks like we'll see Ra's al Ghul also for the beginning of the war. I am wondering if Oliver and Malcolm will end up fighting one another in the middle of the fight, or Thea fight and maybe kill Malcolm. So,
I'm pretty sure Thea is against Malcolm.
Yes, that's what I got.
I didn't take Thea being against her brother.
No, because
No,
I read.
felt like she got closer to him.
I see. Mike said this a couple days before we did this, and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, this doesn't make any sense because I didn't see the episode yet. I'm like, against him? Like they just got back together. Saw the episode, and I'm like, I don't think so. I think it just makes him. I think it might make her against the whole Save the City Arrow group, than not necessarily against Oliver.
Yeah, because I mean, the whole episode was them coming together to beat Slade.
Yeah.
So I don't. And at the end, Thea was upset at Malcolm for having him have her kill Sarah.
Yeah, and Malcolm seemed perturbed too at the very end when he turned and looked at Oliver, and Oliver was just like, "Sorry, life or death." Had to spill the beans. But yeah, did you also see the trailer for Adam? Or
No.
the trailer with Adam? It was pretty cool. He finally starts to suit up, and Ra's al Ghul makes another appearance. So me and Joey we were rewatching this today, and Joey made a comment. This episode's basically all flashbacks.
It is.
This episode has to be one of the heaviest flashback episode ever. Kind of annoying.
Yeah, it was like almost unnecessary flashbacks too, which made it worse.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice to see Tommy again and a young Thea, and how they're coping with that. Oliver being dead for so long. Okay, cool, that's cool, but like, I would rather if it was just why Oliver was back, that would have been fine. But I think they went a little too much over on the flashback.
At first, I thought that because the episode starts and I'm like, okay, we're back to the normal time, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is still a flashback. Because when they're in the car and you see the car pull up, I'm like, okay, they got to be back out of the flashback now because it's been a pretty decent chunk.
Yeah.
But I think it kind of helps give you that perspective of Oliver, not being able to go home. I thought it was really good. Like it really gives you that strong feeling of him wanting to be back, but he can't. And he even goes as far as to go in the party, and like I thought that scene was pretty cool.
That scene was a pretty cool
he
scene.
takes out the drug
where he kills the drug
guy.
Yeah. And there's actually a cool instance where he actually thinks about it. He's just like, all right, and then he just does it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
exactly.
Okay, this is not the same, preteen whiny
and
bitch.
it also gives you that too, because the whole episode is about Oliver getting that killer instinct, and it shows the difference between how he was and how he is.
That's true, yeah.
And like how he went from that to telling Thea not to kill one of their most hated people.
Yeah,
in Slade.
That's true. Come to think about that, maybe
it
still seemed annoying.
At first, I found it annoying, but that was just how I felt. Like later on,
yeah, it still seemed kind of annoying. But like what Mike said, we totally called Slade being back. Totally called. I think one or two episodes before, I was saying, or we might have been saying, that Slade might be used in a way that is like Thea and Oliver might have to go against him, or maybe Malcolm and him are working together. I was kind of wrong in that maybe Thea would make a deal with Slade to do something to Malcolm, but it didn't seem like that. But Slade's definitely not done. He's going to be back again.
No,
he's
just back in the cage, but he's still there.
And the funny thing too is he's like, oh, now you lost your father, mother, and your sister. soon Felicity's going to be next. And I'm like, what? This is going to be insane.
He's like, hey, kid.
Yeah, welcome home, kid. that was pretty cool. Joey, anything to add? Been kind of quiet over there.
I agree with you on the flashback aspect.
Okay.
I brought it up when we were watching it.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, come on.
Yeah.
Especially with the Tommy and Laurel.
Yeah,
And Laurel and
that
her
seemed
dad.
kind of like, I understand Laurel and her dad parts, but it's just like another flashback.
Yeah.
I think that was the part that threw me off because Laura looks the same.
Yeah. The only difference was
But
dad had hair.
their dad had hair, and I was like, okay, he doesn't have hair now. Like he's shaved. I'm like, this is still a flashback.
Yeah.
'Cause at first I was like, why is he drinking? And I'm like, wait, he has hair. We're in a flashback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could have done that a little bit better, but
I think Laurel had like that like mismatched blonde brunette look. Now she's just what pure.
I think it's straighter now. Or
Yeah,
something.
some weird, and if you want, and I think it's a little bit longer too. Like everybody's hair is long in the flashback.
Yeah,
It's like-
you brought that up earlier.
I'm like, what's
That's how
going?
you know it's a flashback. The hair is
The
just
hair is
a
longer.
few inches
Oliver's
longer.
It's just
hair is
longer.
longer.
It's like, what's going on here?
Thea's hair is longer.
Yeah, it was hugely long. Diggle looked the same though. But it was but it was interesting that we saw Diggle and his brother.
Yeah.
So we don't all we know is that he dies. Tragically. But maybe
We'll probably get a flashback with that.
yeah, and that might be like a Suicide Squad flashback kind of a thing, you know, with Argus. Because I think did it have something to do with Argus? Because it had to do something with
Yes.
with Deadeye
I'm pretty sure we'd have to check that.
or Deadshot. So
That's right.
'Cause
That's that whole
Deadshot-
episode where Diggle's going after Deadshot.
yeah, and Deadshot's like, I wasn't aiming, you know, for you, or
Yeah.
he's for his brother or whatever, or you know, or whatever. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, now I'm predicting though, and kind of out of bag of tricks. I think what we might see is what Mike suggested is Thea potentially killing Malcolm, or it might be an instance of you know, Ra's al Ghul captures Malcolm, Arrow, and Thea, and you know, Oliver is trying to you know fight me again. What might happen is Raish or maybe even Thea is like, no, I want to fight. I want to fight Malcolm, and if I kill Malcolm, then we're good. And it might have something to do with that.
That would be really interesting.
That would be really interesting, because then that would just bring up the aspect of like Thea not being a killer but yet doing what's necessary, kind of a thing.
Yeah, because then you have to think about, are they going to have... Would they actually kill off Ra's al Ghul?
No, I don't
Like,
think they are.
I don't think they would this season at all.
He's too big. Yeah, he's too big of a player. It's like Slade. You can't
Yeah.
take him out instantly.
Exactly, and I was talking to Joey about this because I asked him, you know, what did he think about, you know, Lazarus Pit for Oliver for the start of this newest season or this mid-season renewal or whatever, and if they don't bring in the Lazarus Pit at all for Ra's al Ghul, I'll be really upset, because that's hand in hand. Ra's al Ghul is Lazarus Pit. Lazarus Pit is Ra's al Ghul. So they have to bring up something, and that's actually might how they do it. Come to think of it, is maybe he does die. Maybe Oliver chops off his head, or you know, stabs him in the heart. All of a sudden, he gets thrown into a pit, and he comes back, and like, nope, not dead.
Could see that being like a season finale.
Yeah,
Like
I
him
do
just
see-
getting lowered in or something.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
I do see Malcolm dying
So do
this
I.
season.
So do I. Because in the comic books, he's closely to the Dark Arrow. I think I remember you saying the Dark Arrow, Malcolm.
I think Tommy is in the comics. Dark Archer.
Dark Archer. There you go, Dark Archer. Is there anybody by the Magician in the comics? Because you're more comic book knowledgeable than I am.
Not for Arrow.
No? Okay.
I don't think I've read a single Arrow book.
Huh. So it'll be interesting to see if Malcolm does die. I think he will die, and it might be part of a season finale kind of a thing. But I am still kind of curious to see what Malcolm has in store for training purposes with Oliver and Thea.
Yeah, definitely.
So, and this trailer that Mike was talking, you saw the trailer, right?
Yeah, with
Adam,
right?
What are they referencing to? Because all I know is I saw the trailer with Adam suiting up. Is it something to do with Ross starting the war?
I'm not sure. I noticed him in the suit, and they show Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Interesting. So, well, that's what I got to say for that. Any other remarks or episode wise?
One was okay. So, I'm trying to think how he already has the suit.
Who?
Adam.
Okay. Because he's been working on it, and the latest that we've seen the suit work is when Oliver comes back.
Yeah.
Gave him the quantum Uber chip or whatever.
I wonder what the time scale is.
I don't know.
Like,
I'm sure that they'll explain it in
Yeah.
this newest episode. 3 months later, training, and they're Malcolm and Thea and Oliver fighting each other or something like that. I don't know. So
we'll see.
it's gonna be-
Arrow, I have less of a feel for right now.
yeah.
Prediction wise.
Yeah, I agree. Joe, anything you want to add, or negatives, positives, or anything really?
No, not really. Just gotta wait and see.
There you go. Cool. Okay, now this next one is going to be Walking Dead. I didn't see this newest episode, but I know you two guys did, right?
Yeah.
So I have Mike's notes on it. So let me read that, and then I'll let you guys kind of have at it. So what Mike said is this was a total tornado that hit the barnyard crazy. I thought the dog part was very interesting, and the fact of the crazy Sasha, just no hesitation shooting them down, then eating them. Sasha was annoying me the whole episode. I was hoping Michonne would punch her in the face or graze her with the sword. But the big thing was for the comic book fans, we see Aaron, who has been watching them and wants to help them. He's the black guy who's been following them, right?
No, he was white.
Oh, never mind.
No, that guy, he's the guy from the first episode.
Yeah.
No, that's not him.
Oh, sorry. Never mind.
It's not Aaron. That's I
I
forgot his name.
Yeah. Mike then says, I don't have much to predict due to the comics.
Morgan?
So this week, I will just hope to say that by the end of the season, we will see someone get shot in the face. I will not disclose a name. Oh, I think I know who he's talking about.
Oh wow.
I think I know who he's talking about.
Yeah, that. All right, it's really hard to say anything about Walking Dead coming up because.
Well, this is called predict. So predict. He's talking about Carl, right?
Yeah.
Carl gets shot. He gets like half his head blown away, right?
Yeah,
and he survives.
I don't know
though,
how
right?
much you want to go into
Yeah.
comic spoilers.
Well, in reference to the show.
Because I can just start going.
Yeah, you've definitely read more than me, and you know.
I've read up to where they're about to go.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't read past that town that they're going to.
Okay. So I didn't see this newest episode, so I don't know what's going on. But you guys did. What do you think about the episode? Good episode to watch.
I
Boring.
agree with Mike. I thought Sasha was pretty annoying.
Yeah, the part where they're fighting them, those walkers on the bridge. She's just kind of like losing it. Michonne's getting pissed at her.
Yeah, I'm like, just come on, Michonne. Just take her out.
Yeah, you need to. You can't be going crazy like that in that situation. In an apocalypse, you need to keep it together or get out of there.
Yeah, we've definitely seen that in this show too. Like anyone who just starts losing it, like they're bad.
Mm-hmm.
So,
need to be out.
so you would think by now that people would have. This is how many years? 3 years later, since the first episode.
I think it's roughly
About that,
yeah.
and you would think that people would have learned already how to deal with it, but yet you still get people like that'll just lose their marbles. And this goes to what originally got me hooked on the show was, zombies. I want the zombies to be more of a threat. Now it's just all background noise and it's all about people. I understand that, that's logical progression in a story. Like you deal with the initial threat and then the initial threat becomes background noise. Still a threat. But the first episode for this newest season, Tyrese getting bitten by that walker. Like, why did you not realize that a walker was there? and it seemed kind of cheap to me. But
I still back to that episode.
Yeah.
Just real quick. I didn't understand why Tyrese just didn't run with him.
mm-hmm. Yeah, and Mike has the same exact thing too. He's
Yeah,
like, "Why your legs don't work?" Like
someone
why?
said, "Oh, he's delirious." Well, he's running later on in the,
Well, something like that, like you've seen so much, it can put you in shock. Like that's a death sentence.
That's true too. I mean, we're thinking of it as watchers that's watching this event, but we don't know what it's like.
Yeah,
That's very That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If you think of it that
I'm
way.
just comparing it to other moments where people have gotten hurt
Yeah,
and they're just going still.
yeah. Herschel. He was a little bit of a bitch. He did lose his leg though, but still. Yeah, I mean, I have nothing really to add to Walking Dead. Anything that other than Carl just blowing his face away. No, I'm kidding.
I hope they do this next part good. Like I hope they go back to the pace of the start of the season.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because these 2 episodes have been really
It's starting to get into the slump again. That's the biggest problem with this show is they stake around too long. Like, and it starts to get dry.
Mm-hmm.
like season 4 had that problem hardcore because the first half was pretty good, but then the second half was just nothing. Just walking in the woods. We're all split up. I'm gonna look at some grass. I'm gonna ponder about my thoughts. Like that was literally the whole second half of season 4, and I just wasn't feeling that.
Yeah. I gotcha.
Because you can do that in like a comic, like where you kind of hear their inner thoughts and stuff.
And that's like a couple panels.
It's
not
even
a whole
like a book. You can do that really well in a book,
Yeah.
but it's harder on a show to like how they're exactly thinking,
Mhm.
and sometimes it comes off if they do it wrong just as really boring. I just hope this next episode isn't slow again.
Yes.
Because, I mean, they have been giving us some zombie stuff, but there's nothing like, nothing's really going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope Aaron being there is kind of like the spark.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what it looked like. It kind of put them into a panic. You hear Rick narrating
The preview, like they're watching us or something.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
see the firefights and everything, so
I'm
it's looking pretty good.
It is. I'm hoping it'll be good.
Cool. Maybe I'll actually watch this newest one. So yeah, any other thoughts with Walking Dead? Anything else?
I'd say that's about it for me.
Okay. Cool. So I just want to then just kind of close up with some movie related stuff. First, well, actually, I guess we can jump into it right away. So, people like Ryan Reynolds, Neil Blomkamp, Bryan Singer, kind of almost leaking movie details about their upcoming movies that they're working on. And this newest one is the Alien one. Did you catch anything with that one, Matt?
I did not.
Because I know Joey saw the concept art, and I caught that they're actually working on a whole new Alien movie, with Sigourney Weaver's apparently going to be attached to it too.
Wow.
Neil Blomkamp, the guy who did District 9 and Chappie and Elysium, there's some awesome art with Sigourney Weaver in like a jockey alien suit. Awesome. So, and then of course Bryan Singer, leaking or announcing the cast of the new X-Men Apocalypse. I think he also leaked or announced Nightcrawler, a young Nightcrawler actor that was this past week. And then who else? Oh, Ryan Reynolds and the Deadpool suit.
That was cool.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool suit. And since I should also add, since this is not a video podcast for this one, I will have these pictures floating throughout the whole video this time, so it'll give you at least something to look at. Not our ugly mugs, but what do you guys think about these actors or directors or producers or people who work on the film, legitimately work on the film, leaking this stuff? You don't hear it through a news website, or you don't hear it through like the studio, announcing this stuff. What do you guys think about that? Because I think it's a little bit more natural but you get the problem of too much too soon, in my opinion. Especially with Ryan Reynolds, he actually makes fun of it, saying, 365 days too early. It's too sleep too early or whatever. He's making fun of it being announced so early on.
I like it.
Yeah,
I think it's fun. We're talking about it.
It's more controlled too. I feel like with all these like comic book sites, they always add speculation too. Whereas this, you see what you get. Like that's it. Like the Aquaman thing.
Yeah.
There was
that's
nothing else behind it. It was just
one.
a photo of Aquaman.
Yep. And did it actually have Unite the Seven?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was on the official one.
And
okay.
Yeah, and like the whole Unite the Seven thing. Like I was reading what other people were talking about, and they're like, "Oh, is it the Justice League or is it the Seven Seas?" They have people going back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, that's really probably what he wanted, just to mess with people.
Yeah, it creates a stir. It's been huge news.
It hypes it up more too. So
yep.
like, you just gotta be those directors gotta be ready to pay off.
Yeah,
make sure it's good.
Make it worth the wait.
Yeah, and that's another thing too is I've kind of mentioned it before, but all this news getting announced now, 2015, but not seeing movies or trailers 2016 or late 2017. You know what I mean? This is I think we're in a very unique age where, and this is kind of just how we are in general as a society, just getting stuff now and then wondering where it's at. It's like you got 2 years, it's got to be done. It's calm your horses kind of a thing. Why say so much now? Almost like what they did with kind of like how Star Wars is doing it. I'm liking what they're doing. They're just giving us little nuggets every couple of months. They're not announcing anything huge. And then when they announced the trailer, holy crap, that was big. And then a little bit more nuggets after that.
Well, I mean, is the photo of Aquaman not like a nugget?
Well, it's true.
It's not. They gave nothing else. It's just a photo of him.
Well, that is true.
That's like Star Wars releasing a photo
Yeah.
of Darth Vader or something.
Oh, my head would explode if they did something like that. But there's
Granted, that wouldn't happen.
Oh no, yeah. We're not saying that something like that's going to happen. But I would say that what they're doing with Star Wars is that J.J. Abrams released that video, and then he released that you could be in the movie, and then he released or teased there are people in here, and then we saw the trailer. We're just getting this actual photo from the film or a test fit. I guess you could say that's a nugget, but it's not framed in anything. It doesn't have any context, and it's just it's kind of throwing gas on the fire. It's just going everywhere. At least that's how I'm viewing it. I'm not necessarily saying it's a bad thing in general, but it's a thing that if it keeps doing that, I could see it being a problem for future comic book movies or future movies in general.
A problem. Like, so you're saying like if they leak, like let's say we're on the third Avengers movie,
Yeah.
and they leak a photo of someone, that would be bad.
It could be, if it's a key photo, like what for example, let's say they leak. And I guess you shouldn't use the word leak. If they release,
Yeah, I mean,
You're talking about like if Joss Whedon did it, right?
yeah,
Not like-
if Josh Whedon did it, or if Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. did it,
yeah.
or whoever the next Spider-Man actor is going to be, he does it. It's not necessarily a leak, but like if they show like all the Avengers, being stomped on by Thanos or something like that, that would be huge, and that's probably a point, a plot point from the movie that you don't necessarily want to spoil.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then again, for people who've read the comic or know of the comic, that is a key moment. When Thanos literally beats everybody.
Yeah, I mean they have been doing that a while too. Like even with Ultron, they show.
That's right. The first teaser.
Yeah.
It got leaked a day early, and but that actually got leaked. Someone got their hands chopped off from that.
That was actually leaked.
That was leaked, yeah. Because that was supposed to show up for the premiere of Agent Carter, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it got leaked a day earlier. We're like, oh my god! But yeah. Anything to add, Joey, or it could be anything.
I enjoy it. It just gives you like it's almost like a predict like you get to, like unite the seven exact like are they talking about the seas or like is Aquaman like gonna build an army and or it's kind of fun to just think about what's gonna actually happen.
That is the coolest thing about it is they might leak a photo, but you don't know what's behind the photo.
That's true.
Like I know how like you said that's a negative, but I think that it gives you a lot to like talk about and like imagine and stuff. So like you kind of just like you get more excited for it.
Yeah,
now granted, I agree with you in that you wouldn't want something that's like completely spoiling the movie.
Yeah.
But I don't think that happens. I don't know if that's. I don't remember it, like a photo ruining a movie.
No, it hasn't been a photo, but the latest example I can think of is when Tarantino gave the script for his newest movie to a couple key people, and one of their agents, I guess, leaked the whole script online, and you can actually read the script.
Yeah, but that's not done by an official person.
That's true. But that goes under the actual leak. But he actually had a big hullabaloo about it. He was like, I'm not going to do it into a movie now. It's going to be a book. Luckily, he calmed down and he's making it into a movie. But
that's pretty extreme.
Yeah,
that's a movie. That's a whole movie script.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd be pretty mad if they leaked the movie script to like Star Wars, and you read the ending or something, and you're like, thanks.
Yeah, it's hard to avoid stuff once it's out like that.
Yeah.
Although you probably want to see the script.
I probably would read it, to be honest.
Knowing you.
If I got like an email from like some random schmo like, hey, attached is the actual Star Wars script.
You're not gonna not read it.
I'm not gonna not
like,
read it. Yeah.
I have it in my hand. Should I read it or not?
I might like read like the middle.
I did read
flip to the end.
It was like a fake script for Batman vs Superman a few months ago, but from what I've heard, it follows pretty closely.
Oh, really?
Me and Colin were kind of like, we might have read the script.
Yeah, I mean, and there's always that that issue or that problem. What they claim could be a fake script could actually just be like a really really rough draft.
Exactly. Yeah, like an early like copy or something.
Yeah.
Made a lot of changes later on.
Yeah. I'm just hoping that whatever that is released with Batman vs Superman and Star Wars.
I hope it's good.
I'm still thinking that the movie's going to be bad. Like I'm kind of hoping that it's so bad.
I have a lot of faith in DC, but
yeah, I mean it sets up a lot, and I'm not going to say it's not going to make a lot of money, but I think I'm almost going to say that this might want to make Warner Brothers not want to make comic book movies anymore. Like just give up the rights to the whole DC studio.
It's all riding on this movie.
Yeah, that's how I'm viewing it as. Because I mean, Warner Brothers does have other franchises that they're doing well with, but
because okay. They did do their whole announcement thing.
Yes.
Just
like how
all these movies are going to come out.
Yeah.
If this movie bombs, all that's like...
that's out the window.
Like, all that stuff we thought is just gone.
Yeah.
So that's probably like something...
No one in their right mind that is an executive at Warner Brothers that has pull in after a movie sucks like that, they're not going to be like, oh, we'll just write it out. No, you're not going to do that.
I disagree. Because have you seen Spider-Man 3? Just reboot.
But yeah.
I mean, it was terrible, but here we are with 2 more, and then now they worked them into the MCU. So I mean, if there's money to be made, they're gonna make money, regardless of if it flops or not.
That's true.
You would see even if Batman and Superman was a terrible movie, you would see every movie they planned out because they're making money regardless. Every nerd would be there at midnight.
Well, I'm not saying that they wouldn't make money, though. I'm still saying that they would make money, but the movie would suck.
Yeah, but you're saying you're
That's very true.
talking
though.
about they shut down the filming for DC.
I
That would never happen.
know. It would never happen. But if it actually didn't make money and it was really bad, then we have an issue. Then we have almost what Spider-Man had with Sony. But they have no parent to go to. DC is just like, well, I guess we're gonna.
I mean, the only
So
thing
yeah.
that would happen is they reboot it again.
But with what?
I don't know.
That's the problem. The only series that's actually done anything is Batman. Because
Yeah.
people like Batman more than they like
After
anything.
multiple reboots, though, you had the Keatons.
Yeah,
and then you
there's
had
been multiple reboots.
Forever, then Batman and Robin, and
That's
then you
true.
had
It's
the
like-
trilogy. Now you're doing it again. It's just gonna be reboots forever.
That's
Let's
true.
just have the CW do it.
I'm actually hoping that that Batman shows up there on Arrow eventually, because I read like a statement from one of their showrunners. They're like, well, it'd be really cool if we can get it, but Batman is kind of owned by Gotham's stuff right now, and that's Fox, and they don't have the legality except for a couple characters that they can bring
How
over.
do you think it would be like? All right, they make this Batman versus Superman.
Mm-hmm.
What would happen when they make like a Flash movie?
They are.
Yeah, like, are we gonna compare it to like the show Flash?
Of course.
Well,
Like-
yeah. Well, the thing that we know for certain is that the movies and the TV series are going to be two separate continuities.
Yeah, which is kind of interesting, I guess.
I think if it's done well, and that's I'm not holding my breath for Warner Brothers, but if it's done well, it'll be like the comic books. There's multiple different universes, multiple different versions of Flash and Batman and Arrow. I think that would be kind of cool. But right now, what the thing is, and the thing that's doing well, is shared universes, shared continuities, making everything tie into a bigger picture. And
Like, how cool would it be to see the Flash we see on TV like be in a movie
I would think that'd be awesome,
Yeah.
but that's not going to happen.
and see
And
like
he's already cast.
Yeah,
yeah.
because everybody said about this newest Batman. Oh, excuse me, this newest Batman movie because they're going to because I think the thing after Batman vs Superman is that they're going to either work on a Batman or excuse me or something like that. And people were saying, what if we see the Arrow in the new Batman? Could we see the Arrow in the new Batman or the new Flash in the Batman? Technically, yeah, but they're not going to do it because they said they weren't.
Exactly.
'Cause-
I'm just really happy Spider-Man's gonna be.
oh yeah, because you weren't with our talk
I wasn't
about
with
it.
you talking that.
Yeah, but yeah, so am I. I'm glad that they've come to their senses. It just gives them a method to get potential other characters from other studios. Because I said this with Mike last week or the week before, that if they can get Spider-Man, that's like that's Sony's main character. What if they go to Fox and be like, hey, we don't want your X-Men, we don't want your Fantastic Four, but we want Silver Surfer or we want Magneto. Can you lease them and we'll work out a deal? Hopefully that's the case because there are certain characters in both, Fantastic Four or
Well,
Galactus and the Silver Surfer. The Silver Surfer is the crux of Adam Warlock's plan to get the Gauntlet back. And how do you do that with nobody as fast as the Silver Surfer? Because the Silver Surfer is apparently like the fastest being in space. Like he can go faster than light. He's fast.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah.
It's the same thing with Civil War, though. How were they going to do that without Spider-Man? He was.
Well, now they have Spider-Man.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They had plans before that, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
that's
they were
true.
obviously talking, but what if it fell through?
Yeah.
They always have like a backup plan.
Now I heard something about like some of the movies got shifted around.
Yep.
'cause
Yep.
of that.
Everything got shifted back.
Like
Black
Black
Panther,
Panther.
Black Panther,
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel, Inhumans. Thor Ragnarok got shifted back. Thor Ragnarok's date is, I think, now the Spider-Man reboot date.
Mm-hmm.
oh wow.
Yeah. So they're
Is Marvel actually gonna reboot their own version of a Spider-Man solo movie?
it is, if I remember correctly, it's still under the Sony parent company. Sony still has the final say in everything. However, Kevin Feige is now a producer on the Spider-Man reboot, and Marvel has input in how the movie should be made, but Sony still has the absolute final word. I don't think that's true though. That just sounds like a PR.
I
thing to
definitely
me.
think when they reboot Spider-Man, they're gonna skip the origin.
Yep, everybody's been saying that.
Yeah.
I do not want to see Uncle Ben die again. How many uncles could this guy have? You know what I mean?
Yeah, either that or like during the opening credits or something, just glance over it.
Yep.
Get it out of the way. Instantly.
That would be like ideal.
Kind of like what they did with the reboot of Incredible Hulk. You know,
Yeah,
with
exactly.
Edward
Same
Norton.
exact thing.
Same exact thing, yeah. So, or even with like Guardians of the Galaxy, that was a perfect Origins beginning movie. In dialogue, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, that's pretty much all I had to really cover in your say tonight. Any closing thoughts, gentlemen? No?
So many movies.
So many movies, so many TV shows, so little time. Well, my name is Staz, and with me I had Matt and Joey, our special guest Joey. You gonna be back again?
Hopefully, yeah. Get Tom out here.
Oh yeah, we should get Tom out here and make this a whole, kit and caboodle. I gotta stop using old timey sayings. I really do. And just to say again, we're gonna be at Walker Stalker tomorrow, the 22nd. I'm gonna. Oh crap! That means I have to put this up tonight. Yeah.
Better get on that.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of audio. It should be a problem. So, and again, you can find us on the various social media networks on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and our website. Our website is www.nerdcentral.cosplay.com. No. I'm sorry, www.nerdcentralcosplay.wordpress.com. And then the Twitter and Facebook.
It'll be in the description of the YouTube video.
It'll be in the description of the YouTube video of where to find us anyway, but there's that. So, I'd like to thank you guys again, and look forward to next time.
See ya.